West Africa, 1991. In the lush, diamond-rich lands of Sierra Leone, a storm was brewing. The Revolutionary United Front, RUF, led by a former army corporal, Fode Sanko, launched a violent rebellion against the government. What started as a supposed fight against corruption quickly spiraled into one of Africa's bloodiest civil wars, driven by greed, power, and diamonds. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for powerful true stories that shape our world. The diamonds of Sierra Leone weren't just beautiful, they were deadly. These glittering stones funded the RUF's reign of terror. They were smuggled out, traded for weapons, and turned into the currency of chaos. As the RUF captured mining regions, especially in Kono and Tongo fields, they forced civilians to dig. Boys barely old enough to walk were turned into miners or soldiers. The diamonds, later called blood diamonds, found their way into global markets through a shadowy web of smugglers and warlords. These weren't just stones, they were tokens of suffering. Their value overseas translated into bullets, machetes, and horror back home. The Civil War wasn't just a battlefield, it was a massacre. Civilians were mutilated in public squares, arms hacked off as a message, entire villages burned. Children, often drugged and brainwashed, were handed AK-47 and turned into killers. Ishmael Beer, one such child soldier, later documented his haunting journey in the memoir A Long Way Gone. His words brought the world face to face with a generation lost to war. By the late 1990s, more than 50,000 people had been killed. Thousands more were maimed or displaced. Sierra Leone's capital, Freetown, was attacked in 1999 during Operation No Living Thing, a horrific assault by RUF and AFRC forces that shocked the world. Foreign mercenaries and local militias clashed. It was chaos. At its center, the unquenchable thirst for diamonds. The world's attention shifted in the early 2000s. Journalists, NGOs, and the UN began to document the atrocities. Global outrage grew. The term blood diamonds entered public consciousness. Movies like Blood Diamond, 2006, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, dramatized the war, while documentaries like Cry Freetown by Soria Samura showed the raw, horrifying reality. Diamonds were no longer innocent symbols of love. They were stained with blood. In May 2000, with Sierra Leone on the brink of collapse, something extraordinary happened. The British government deployed troops in Operation Palliser, rescuing hostages and stabilizing Freetown. It was a bold, swift move. British-trained forces and Sierra Leone's army began pushing the RUF back. For the first time in years, the tide turned. The discovery and retaking of the Koidu diamond mines from rebel hands symbolized more than victory. It marked the beginning of the end. By January 2002, the war was officially over. President Ahmad Tejan Kaba declared peace. The RUF was disbanded, its leaders arrested or killed. Fode Sanko died in custody in 2003. Yet the pain lingered. Entire communities had been erased. Trust had vanished. Children had forgotten their own names, replaced by war aliases. In response, the world acted. The Kimberley Process Certification Scheme, KPCS, was created in 2003 to prevent the sale of conflict diamonds. It required governments to certify that diamond exports were conflict-free. But critics argue it lacks enforcement. Loopholes remain. Smuggling continues. Still, it was a step, a lesson forged in the fires of war. Slowly, Sierra Leone began healing. War crimes trials were held in The Hague. Communities launched truth and reconciliation programs. Schools reopened. Survivors shared their stories. Young filmmakers, musicians, and entrepreneurs began reclaiming the country's narrative. Sierra Leone wasn't just about war anymore, it was about rebirth. Today, blood diamonds still flow from other conflict zones, Central African Republic, DRC, and beyond. The story of Sierra Leone warns us, unchecked greed and global apathy can destroy nations. So what can we do? Learn, question, speak out. And when you buy that sparkling gem, ask, where did it come from? If this story moved you, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more real stories that the world should never forget. Together, we can ensure that the world never forgets the true cost of a diamond.